Hello guys, Swiltheos here, and since I doubt these types of videos have very good retention rates unless said YouTuber is quitting, which spoiler alert, I'm not, I'll just get right to it. So, I haven't actually been satisfied with how a lot of my videos and playthroughs have been turning out, so I'm going to restart and then reorganize my gaming videos and actually focus more on other types of content, such as history and maybe music, fictional universes, and more cliche, nerd stuff. Um, so, since, I know this type of basic info is kind of what I come to these videos for, if that's all you wanted, yeah, feel free to click off. I hope you enjoyed this, like, I don't even know how many seconds it's been clipped. But, yeah, if you enjoyed this very, very brief overview, like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. If you do want more info, though, feel free to stick around, and I'm going to go into more detail really quickly. Actually prepared a whole slideshow, and technically I'm somewhat going off a script right now, so, you know, actually prepared stuff for this, which is very unlike me. But, so anyway, if this does seem kind of out of the blue, well, you're wrong. It just isn't. In all seriousness, I have been thinking about this for a while and about doing this for quite a bit. And then the last playthrough I uploaded just kind of confirmed my decision to do this. Yeah, that last playthrough on the quarry it was riddled with audio issues, and commentary was very, very bland, and I was just getting lost very, very easily in, like, the story and the map. Like, I just couldn't. It wasn't great. Let's just put it that way. And looking back, I've noticed that most of my videos and playthroughs have had at least some of these issues. So, yeah, and then whenever you combine that with my lack of editing, and yeah, it isn't a great formula to make entertaining content. And yeah, while I am in this whole YouTubing thing for fun, I do actually want to make good content. So that's why I've chosen to soft reboot the channel, and hopefully the newer videos will be more entertaining. And yeah, I'll cover the changes I plan to do in the next slideshows, because I'm actually out of script to read, and luckily I jotted everything down on the slides to come. So I'm going to move to the next slide. So the changes to gaming videos I plan to make is, like I said, I'll be deleting all of the current gaming playlists, and eventually once I upload more videos, I will be organizing them into playlists based off of what game they are on rather than the playthrough they are. And obviously these won't include the old videos, so any video from before this video will not be included. And the changes I plan to make and will be improving my standards for these videos, because I've been kind of just rushing them out of, like, record, cut out the part before I say the intro where I'm, like, trying to figure out how to breathe. I don't know why I suddenly forget how to before I start making the video, but I edit that out so you guys would never know. And then I have to edit out the ending where I open up OBS and hit stop recording and all that boring stuff, because that just doesn't look professional. But those were the only edits I've been doing. I actually do plan now to go in and do, like, actual editing where I cut out the boring parts. And another thing is I actually plan to have a personality in my videos. Believe it or not, having a personality is entertaining. And I do in fact have one in real life. I don't know why that hasn't been coming out on my videos, but yeah. I assure you, I am not an AI type, like, with the input to make video. I'm not an AI. I do have a personality. So hopefully that will come out in the next videos I make. And, well, I mean, in all future videos I make. I don't want to have, like, 5 of personality and then just go back to AI mode. And so, yeah, hopefully I'll actually have a personality in my videos. And then I'm actually going to fix the audio, hopefully permanently, but I'm going to be checking every video for audio because I'm noticing this is becoming a recurring trend of the audio dies. So, yeah. Um, I'm going to be trying to keep the gaming videos and playthroughs short as well, depending on the game. There are some games where it will be longer. Typically, story games will probably be longer, but with all the editing and such, I do hope that the videos will be a bit shorter, like 20 to 15 minutes is what I'm going to try and go for, maybe 30. And then, like I said, story games can go on longer. And another thing I'm going to do, because I know that my personality comes out more so whenever I'm reacting to other people. So I'm going to try to do more videos with others, my friends, my girlfriend, maybe some family. So yeah, I'll try to include them in the videos as well if they want to. So the history video changes I plan to make is I will actually be putting more focus into making history videos. It is the field I'm most interested in. It's actually what I'm going into for college. So I'm going to put more focus on to those. And then once I actually upload more than my singular Napoleonic War video, I'll choose how to reorganize the history playlist. It'll probably be into these list formats, except a little bit more specific. So, yeah. These are the types of history videos I will be making. Some of these I don't know for sure. Political history I'll probably do, even though I know that one's controversial, so I might not get to modern political history until, I'm old, and then I can be like, back in my day, and then insert modern politics here. But, yeah, so political history, I'll think about it. I want to do the old political history. I'm interested in modern political history, but I also know it's controversial, so that one's a maybe. Historical discussions is a broad topic, but I do plan to discuss history. Like, I don't really know what that would be called. Maybe like discussing, I don't know, the Central Powers in World War One and stuff. So maybe that. I don't actually know what I was referencing there when I typed that out, but oh well. If you guys have anything you want to discuss, though, feel free to comment it, and I'd be willing to discuss. Alternate history, overall history, campaigns, battles, war. Those are all stuff I plan to do. And then history comparisons, I might do a couple of. There's not many to be done, but I might make a few. And then historical tours, I might do in the future. I've actually tried to shoot them before, because I did a big Civil War tour, and I'll get to that in two slideshows, I think. Maybe three, two or three slideshows, depending on how you count them. But yeah, I actually toured a bunch of Civil War sites, and I tried to shoot historical tour videos, and that was just hard to do. They're kind of hard to get in frame and hard to record audio because of how many people there are. So historical tours is a solid maybe, leaning towards probably not. What's more likely is if I tour a spot, maybe I'll take some photos and then I'll put it into a history video. So yeah, and then etc. I mean, that's such a great historical topic, is etc. I mean, I don't think it gets enough credit, so I'll be doing etc. as well. So other video types I plan on making, because there are other topics I do enjoy other than just video games and history. So these videos will probably be a bit less frequent than the other two if I do choose to do them, for several reasons, both in terms of like I don't know how much content I can get out of it, and two, specifically this one I'm looking at right here. Trombone solos actually take a while to learn how to do well, so I can't just churn those out. But yeah, I do plan to do at least some of these probably. So they include those. I do play trombone. I was the section lead for the marching band I was in, and I've been playing it since I was in 4th grade. So I think I can do a couple of trombone solos, assuming I can figure out how to record them without the audio turning into ear rape. So, also plan to talk about fictional universes and their history, because every time I talk about Star Wars, all my friends are like, "Oh yeah, wow, you're so good at talking about that." And then my girlfriend's like, "You should make a video on it." So, might do that for Star Wars, might do that for a couple of other shows and such I like. Especially some of the shows I like. I just like explaining stuff and making it sound horrifically out of context. It's great. So might be a few videos on that. Also plan to cover maybe some literature and definitely mythology. I find mythology interesting. And that's kind of more so an excuse for me to go and do research on stuff and then share it with you guys, rather than I actually know this stuff, because I don't know it well. So this is more so just giving myself an excuse to research stuff. Not like I really need one, but, irrelevant details. Also plan to discuss shows, games, franchises, etc. And I might throw out an occasional theory or two. I am not a theorist. I'm not good at that type of stuff. But if I have something that pops into my mind, maybe. And then I also enjoy writing. I haven't actually written anything big, and I haven't actually written really much of anything at all for a little bit. But I can write decently well, and I do enjoy hearing about writing and writing techniques and all that. And I do enjoy, like, reading. So I might make some writing videos. Uh, might do some, like, I don't know if you'd call it rewrites. I guess it wouldn't be considered that, but like, I've seen people make videos where it's like, they do a take on like, what if FNAF had all its lore planned out, and they make a really cool like concept for that. And then, so I might do stuff like that for franchises I enjoy of like what I think, could have happened that would have been cool. But might do that, and then also if I have any game ideas, I might bring those up and talk about the concepts for that. But I am not a code developer. I don't understand computers, so I am not going to suddenly become a game developer. I just might throw an idea or two. If any of you guys are game developers though and want to steal the idea, feel free to. I don't particularly care. Now none of these that I just mentioned, none of these other video types are for sure thing. I might choose not to do them. They are just something I am considering. If there are any here you definitely want though, feel free to comment down below, and I will try to do them at some point. Ignore that voice crack. That was bad. Just realized I encourage plagiarism for the concepts thing. Maybe don't steal my ideas. Talk to me about it. But yeah, I doubt I'll have any good ideas anyway. So anyway, that's irrelevant. Near future gaming videos I have planned, because I know I have a nasty habit of I'll pop up and be like, I have all this cool stuff planned, and then I'll just like dip off the face of the earth. So I do actually want to lay out the plans I do have. These don't have a set timetable other than maybe a few that I think will come out sooner rather than later. For example, this one. So Hearts of Iron 4 has scenario mods that I really enjoy. I don't know who makes them, but they're really cool. And I finally got Hearts of Iron 4 to run them rather than crashing and giving me a map error. So I can now do, I'm probably going to do 2 Battle of Berlin videos, one for Germany, one for the Soviets. I got the Soviets set up to go, so hopefully that video will release fairly soon. We'll probably do the same for Battle of Stalingrad, other than they have more scenarios I might choose to go with. So, yeah, that might be a couple of videos, and then I think they've got D-Day, so I might do that one too. I know they've got a couple others. I'd have to check. I think they've also got the Korean War. So yeah, some of those scenario ones I'll probably do. Also, I'll just be doing Hearts of Iron 4 and its mods. So, I do actually plan to play most of the same games I've been playing, but I'm gonna restart all the playthroughs. So, a couple new games I plan to try and play is the 2 Knights of the Old Republic games and Star Wars: The Old Republic. I might try and get some more Soulsborne games like Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, so that way I can play the complete Dark Souls trilogy. And then Sekiro and Bloodborne just seem neat, so I might get those as well. Whenever I actually have money and am not broke. Also, since Star Wars Battlefront 2 somehow revived itself from the dead, I'll probably be doing more videos on that at some point. Might try to add more FNAF, and I might add Minecraft as well. I don't know why I had those on the same tab, but try to do that, and then I'm going to try and get some more Undertale mods and actually do some Undertale and Deltarune playthroughs, because I know those ones kind of fell behind. And yeah, I'll be introducing new games. I can list that a lot more than I thought I could, so I guess this list I have here doesn't really work quite as well, but yeah, I plan to introduce new games and restart all the playthroughs, so not too much of a divergence from what type of gaming videos I produce. Other than that, hopefully I'll actually have a personality in them and they'll be better edited. Now, some near future history videos I have planned. So the ones I'm currently working on include the What If the German Summer Offensive Succeeded, which is very close to being done. I just need to record it and then edit it, and then it'll be good to go. But like all the research and the slideshow is completely finished. The Battle of Chickamauga and the campaign for Chattanooga, I'm about halfway done. I've gone through the Battle of Chickamauga. I just need to finish Chattanooga. So that one will probably be the next history video out. And then another what if is what if the election of 1860 had gone differently. That one I've gotten decently far in. The issue is it's kind of a very I don't know how to describe it other than like murky water area, because like it's actually pretty interesting. Like each of the candidates, I don't really know if anyone other than Lincoln changes things drastically other than Breckinridge. He would have changed stuff. And not for the best. I think he would have made the Civil War like 10 times uglier. That's, topic for that video, but the other two, it's kind of well, hold on. No, I got that backwards. Stephen Douglas gets the Civil War later. John Bell, I don't know about. I need to think about John Bell, and I need to think about Breckinridge. It's kind of hard to tell because election of 1860, it was like at that point where it's like the Civil War is inevitable. So it's like I don't really know how much changes depending on if the other candidates win or not. So that one's currently on hold while I think about that. I explained that very poorly, but yeah, that one, the slideshow is mostly done. I just am reconsidering whether or not it's a good what if. So that one will be out as soon as, I go through that and then record it and all that. And then some of the ones I plan to work on include the sites from the Civil War tour I took. So that's Gettysburg, Antietam, Bull Run, Grant's Overland Campaign in 1864, Chancellorsville, and that's it. I don't know why I kept going like I had more to list, but yeah, those are the tour sites I did. So I'll try to make videos on those battles as well. And then some of the what ifs I plan to do are what if Operation Barbarossa had succeeded? What if Germany had won the Battle of Britain? And then there's quite a few more. I can't think of them off the top of my head, and I was apparently too lazy to list them when I made this slideshow, but there are more. So yeah, I've got quite a bit of history videos planned. Quite a few history videos planned. I know how grammar works. Definitely. And then some other near future videos I have for the other topics. For trombone solos, FNAF fan songs, oddly enough, sound really good on trombone. So I plan to do It's Been So Long and Five Nights at Freddy's. Almost every Undertale theme sounds amazing on trombone. So there will be some of those probably. And then I found two from Titanic. It's My Heart Will Go On. I didn't list it here, but it's Near My God to Thee. Those two Titanic songs also go oddly well on trombone. So those are some of the bass trombone solos I'll probably want to do. Some of the stories and games and fictional universes I'll want to talk about, it will probably be Star Wars, Jurassic Park, likely more so the book version. I remember reading the books and really liking them, and I think it's more of a niche, which I kind of like. And then, honestly, I just haven't liked the newest Jurassic World movies quite as much as the originals, so probably talk more about the Jurassic Park book once I reread it and, actually remember it better. I like Jujutsu Kaisen. I'll talk about Jujutsu Kaisen at some point if I go with this route. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure I haven't watched in a while, but it's always fun to explain it out of context to people who have never seen it because it's just absolutely off the rails. So might explain that one just for, the funny ha-has. And then Undertale I use, Deltarune, all that stuff I might talk about as well. And then some of the mythologies on a research is Greek mythology, Greek ripoff mythology, Aztec mythology, Egyptian mythology, and Middle Eastern mythology. All of those are pretty interesting to me, and I don't quite know a whole lot about them. I know a little bit, but not a ton. So I want to have a reason to research those, just for my own entertainment. Because, like, Greek mythology is a classic, Roman mythology is, no, what's the word? It's basically a melting pot of every other religion in the Mediterranean. Aztec mythology is borderline crazier than JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So that one's just fun to research because of how insane it is. Egyptian mythology is just cool. That's probably my favorite mythology. And then Middle Eastern mythology is just kind of depressing. I think there's one where the afterlife is like you're chained up and eat rocks for eternity. So, yeah, those are the mythologies I find interesting. So that's all the stuff I plan to do for the other topics in terms of videos. There were some other changes I apparently just forgot to mention in the other slides. One of them is that I plan to use the community post feature more, so I can keep you guys updated, and so that way you guys can actually vote on what type of content you want. I'll also be trying to figure out how to do some YouTube Shorts, just so that way, I can try and expand the audience. And I know YouTube Shorts is decently popular, so I'll try to figure out how to do that on, all the types of content I talked about previously. And by previously, I mean like a couple of minutes ago in all of the other slides. And then I also might try and make a channel trailer at some point. That's more so just so that I can feel like my channel page looks a little bit more professional, but truth be told, I don't know if anyone actually watches channel trailers. Not to mention, I don't think I really need one currently, being as small of a YouTuber as I am, so it's not really a necessary step. I might just do it at some point for the aesthetic, but yeah. So that one's a maybe. But anyways, I actually think that's all I have to talk about. So if you guys enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. If there's new outro page for the slideshow videos. I don't know why I didn't swap that before I started doing my outro. But yeah. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. If there's anything you do want me to do or anything I could do better, comment down below. And yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.